Thank you for taking the time to come and join us. How prospects see you online. My name is Henry Woodman. I am the president of ICE Portal. And to give you a little bit of background and understand why I too want to know how people see you online, it all started 35 years ago. I was a teenager. I started my first business called Pet Portraits, and I was fascinated with the lighting and the angles and then understand how to take good pictures. I had a dark room in my bathroom at home. Of course, my mother didn't like that. So that led me to going to college and studying film and video. And I took psychology because I wanted to understand what camera angles, lighting, editing, music would evoke the emotions from the viewers. I didn't go to do what Steven Spielberg did. I ended up producing and directing travel films for about 20 years. And then I spent the last 12 years helping thousands of hotels and resorts produce and distribute rich media. Today, when I talk about rich media, it's really things that move, videos and virtual tours. So, after all this time, what is it that, or how is it that people see you online? And it's surprisingly simple. They see you with their eyes. And I know that's overly simplistic, but since we were born, we absorb our information from our eyes. We're all visual. Everything comes out of visual. But there's an expression that we've probably heard, many of you have heard, perception. There is no reality, only perception, and perception becomes reality. Have you heard this? Can I have a show of hands? Have you seen there's a sort of a viral video that went out a few years ago? It was called The Evolution. The Dove, it was called a Dove video evolution, where they morphed somebody from an average Jane, if you will, to the model on the billboard. Have you seen this? It's interesting because it epitomizes that whole thing of perception and reality, and we're going to talk about that kind of a theme today. I only have about 20 minutes, but this will take up a minute. Photoshop people involved. There you have it. And if you're so inclined and you want to see a parody on that, if you go to YouTube and look for Dove Evolution parody, they actually have a young guy that they convert into a slob after drinking and eating and shots and beers. It's very funny. So let's talk about today's reality. I may be going quickly because I have limited time, so I'm going to whip through a bunch of this stuff. But we're going to talk about things you know, or things you should already know. They're obvious stuff. Most of what I'm going to say here is pretty obvious. It's almost like a V8 moment where you go, yeah, I knew that. How people perceive you online. How do they see you? Are you appealing? Are you fun? Are you social? Do you get around? And I mean that in the sense of like mobile and other websites, not in the other way. And then some question and answers. So, stuff you should know, and basically we're very visual here. This is the only slide that's got a lot of text, so I apologize for the text. I'm not text heavy at all. The first one I thought was pretty amazing. Almost half of the people on the internet in any given month are looking at a travel site that are not traveling. That's amazing. That's people that are sitting around thinking, you know what am I going to do when I get a vacation? Or, boy, wouldn't it be nice to get out of this office and go somewhere? They're visiting travel sites. Huge. And then a third of those people find that, or a third of the people who are on travel websites or looking for travel, claim that the websites or the internet has helped influence their decisions considerably more so than print and television. And I won't have to read all of these to you, but the internet provides the majority of people's information when they look at making travel decisions. The internet is the one that influences them the most. There are the usual suspects, friends and family and TV and print and ad and things like that. And many of them acted. They did something after doing a video. They went to a booking page. They looked at more information. They tried to find more details. And leisure travelers, if they saw the availability to see a video or a virtual tour, they clicked it. So 2/3 of the people want to see this stuff. And then for hotels who put their rich media on third-party sites, they actually saw an increase in traffic to their own websites. And it's really because people don't just go to an Expedia, for example, see a virtual tour and say, that's nice, let me book it. They say, that's nice, let me Google the hotel name, find out more information, try to get a better rate, and many of them end up on the hotel's website. And the rich media pages convert higher than the pages with no rich media. One thing, too, for people's websites is first impressions. In the time it took to load this, people have made their impression of your website. So if you've got Flash and it says loading, 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 and it takes longer than 7 or 10 seconds, you've lost them. People don't have the patience to wait. Or if the impression is it's not clean, it's not simple, it's not easy to navigate, what is their first impression? And it's lasting. Keep that in mind. We're going to see some examples of the websites right now, but I'm also going to tell you a couple of stories. This is a client that we have that came to me and said, this is what I'm using on my website. Okay. And that's a nice room. Doesn't look like it. My perception is, So we wanted new photos, among other things, and we said we'd be happy to do it. We sent a photographer out. He says, I like this angle. I want to shoot it just like this. I want to be able to see the view. Because most of these people who shoot with their digital cameras, even though they have the best intention, they may not know how to do things in Photoshop or layers to be able to see outside or light it properly. So we shot it. Same room, same angle. That doesn't really do much because it's oranged out here a little bit, but it's a huge difference. Perception, reality. It's the same room. And I mean, I hate to ask the dumb question, which room would you rather sleep in? Thanks, Louise. Again, the same idea. This is a meeting facility. It was set up for the meeting. It was all ready to go. He took a picture with his camera. And here there's no exterior light. We said, we want to show this room so that meeting planners can book this facility. So we took the picture. We had a wider lens. We stitch it together. We clean it up again. Perception and reality. It's the same room. The perception is I'd rather hold my meeting here. Simple stuff. I hear hoteliers come to me all the time and they'll say, we just spent $23 million remodeling the property. We need new images. I said, great. How much do you have in the budget? We don't have a budget. I said, what happened to the $23 million? Oh, it was remodeling the hotel. If you're not putting monies in to shoot the visuals, to create the visuals, to sell the property, nobody's going to see it. It's not a, build it and they will come scenario. People will find you if there are visuals and, the other obvious things, SEO and marketing capabilities. So we'll go through a little bit of your website real quick. Do you have curb appeal? Are you visually appealing? And again, perception, reality, what I find appealing and what you may find appealing may be two different things, but there are universal truths, if you will. Symmetry, color, cleanliness in the sense of it's not cluttered. Are you a social butterfly? Do you put your stuff out on other sites? Are you fun to play with? And what I mean by that is your site interactive? Are there buttons that you want to click, that you want to learn more, that you want to find information? Est-ce que tu parles français? Languages, becoming more and more important as it's globalized with the internet. And are you easy to access? Mobile platforms, stuff on other things, other sites. So here's a website that really has a lot of information. I know they're big and they have a lot of money. But take some of these examples. It doesn't look cluttered, but I've got a booking engine. I wonder how that laser here. Yeah, I've got a booking engine. I've got Book Now. I've got promotions. I've got all the information I want to know about the property here. I've got weather. I've got to view. I can view the video. Things to do, where to stay, where to eat. All of this is on home page, but it doesn't look cluttered at all. Very simple, clean, inviting site. This one, even cleaner. Palm Island in Florida. That window will size to the size of your browser. So if you got a small, browser or a small monitor, it's the entire monitor. And then they've got simple stuff here. Photos, videos. Photos and videos are the most clicked on section of any hotel website. And I know you're thinking, okay, these guys, they've got beautiful properties. It's hard to mess this up. Henry, show me one that is not pretty. Well, I mean in the sense that it isn't a property that's on the beach or something like that. Here's a client who had, this used to be a Hampton Inn, literally next to I-95, a freeway, and it's got 60 rooms or 58 rooms. And this is their website. It's clean, it's simple, it's visually appealing. It has their little video here, right there, you know, that they link through YouTube, so they've got the social thing going on. And every one of these guys have some form of rich media, a video. But if you're going to do video, try to keep it relatively short. People drop off of video within seconds. Within 10 seconds, you've lost 20% of your audience. So try to keep your best visuals up front. If, you know, because I'll talk to people who'll say, yeah, I want to add all this stuff. It's got to be 7 minutes long. You're not going to have anybody watching 7-minute videos. If you need to show a video about the spa and about the golf and about the meeting facilities or the other amenities, then separate it into sub-videos. And if they're interested in the spa, they'll click on the spa video. But try to keep your videos at about a minute, minute and a half, no longer than 2 minutes. Because at 2 minutes, you've lost 60% of your audience. Social. We're going to go through the list of things. I'm just going to give you examples so you have things to go from and see what other people are doing that may inspire you. This is Aloft, and as you can see, they've got the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook, and so on their page, their homepage, you can link out to all of their social pages, their fans, the videos that are uploaded from the people who stayed there at YouTube. It's fairly simple, and most of this stuff requires a little bit of work, but there are fans that do this. I'm not the guy to ask about social because I really don't get how people have so much time to do all this stuff because I barely have time. But I also found there are booking engines, not where you link out from Facebook, where you click a link and it'll go to somebody's booking engine, but now I find a booking engine embedded into Facebook. That's pretty cool. I think there's some neat stuff going on. Now YouTube, it's one thing to say this is my video, I'm going to upload it to YouTube and everybody's going to come. No. But if you're creative in how you get that video done, and this is a case study for us. We had a client called the Lido Beach Resort in Sarasota, Florida, and they said, we want to do a video, and they said, we don't have a lot of money. And I said, I've never heard that before. And I said, well, how much do you have? And they said, well, we only have a few $1,000s. So we came up with this idea to do something experiential, where we got a guy from here in Chicago, and we put him on a plane, we sent him to Sarasota, we gave him a camera and a loose script, and we said, this is what we want you to shoot. So the video turns out, he walks out, he goes, here I am in Sarasota, Florida, and he tilts up, and here's the Lido Beach Resort, and next shot, he's in the room, and here we are in the room, and the kids are jumping on the bed. Here's the view, we're right on the beach, and basically, he's selling the hotel from his family vacation. It's near this, we went to dinner here, we did that, we went sailing, well, you know. So instead of just putting it on as Shepke Vacation or Lido Beach Resort, we called it Florida Family Vacation. Now, people go into YouTube searching. I think it's the second largest search engine now. So they're searching Florida Family Vacations. In a couple of years, this had almost 20,000 visitors. In the first year, it was on page 1 of Google's organic search. So if you're going to do a video of the hotel, find out something that you want to use as a niche, as your metadata, as your keywords, and use it. What are people looking for when they're looking for your property? Take advantage of it. And since we don't have internet here, I just put some screenshots, fun and functional. This is another property. We did something we call an HD 360, which essentially if you click it, it takes the thing and it goes and expands to the whole window, and it has a bunch of cool little features where you can navigate through an interactive map, you can look at a photo gallery, you can look at the weather, you can look at, and I'll show you little screenshots of what all that looks like, but you've all, I think, seen the virtual tours now. The technology's gotten better, they go full screen, you can see the pool, you can look all the way around the pool and get a good sense of what you're looking at. In this case, if I click on the map, it'll show me the building in 3D. I click on a hotspot or I click on the floor plan, I can navigate my way around and see the various places of the property. In this case, I go to the meeting room. I want to see photos in addition to the 360. Next month, video will be embedded into these HD 360s. I've got information sections. We distribute content to thousands of travel websites, most of which, if you see a room shot, it'll say room. It won't tell you the room category, won't give you a lot of detail. In this case, I've got the meeting facilities, I've got the size, I've got the specs that the client wants to put out there that we can give more information. Weather, that's what the weather widget would look like, that's what the map widget would look like. And we even have customization where if somebody says, hey, I have a day shot, I want to show people what it looks like at night, the virtual tour will dissolve tonight. Some cool little features. Like I said, make it fun, make it interactive. Speak Spanish, multiple languages. And this one I call easy peasy lemon squeezy. I have a 4-year-old. She uses that a lot. This is a really simple site. I can pick on the property I want and go. Make it simple. Make it easy to navigate. This one's even simpler. If you click on any of these navigation things over here, it just slides it and puts in that window. That's pretty simple. And the other thing is, keep it simple, stupid. When people are looking at websites and it says room, try to tell them what the room category is. And this guy did a great job. He's got the features of the room, he's got a floor plan, he's got where those rooms are located on the floors of the hotel. So if I click on the floor plan, for example, I can see kind of a representation of what the room looks like. I've got photos, I've got views, I've got virtual tours, I've got where they are. Easy. Okay, last thing we're going to get to is, do you get around? I mentioned that if you've got rich media on third-party sites, it increases the traffic to your own site and increases bookings. Try to get great visuals, not just on your site, but on all the other sites that sell your property for those hoteliers. Mobile, if you've got rich media, optimize it for mobile. We just started a platform where you can take your iPhone, and if anyone wants to see this when we're done, and you can literally move around like this as though I'm in my living room and I'm looking at a destination or a room or a beach, so I can imagine, and that also translates onto the iPad as well. If you want more information, please visit iceportal.com. And I have one more request of you guys for my perception and reality thing. If you don't mind, can I have everybody stand up? Don't be shy. I want you to think of a number between 1 and 10. And those who have odd numbers, I want you to keep your hands about this far apart. And those with even numbers, keep your hands together. Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to take a picture. Now when I go home and I tell my wife I got a standing ovation, the perception will be that I killed. The reality, you know, we'll deal with that later. Thank you very much.